Hello, my name is Carlos Urbina. A little bit about me. I was born and raised in New York City. Started off working in fashion. I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I've worked at Dry Bar for several years. I was a salon that was geared towards textured hair. Roles we worked with all kinds of women with all kinds of background, but obviously mostly textured hair. We taught all these women how to embrace their natural wash and wear styling. I love hair. Eat, sleep, dream, think, pray. Everything is hair.
What do you want to work on? I see you have some highlights here already.
I want this to stay nice and virgin.
Virgin? Okay. Color, the highlights.
Not too high. Nowhere near the roots. You see, these are pretty good in length where they start.
You want highlights, some of your natural hair, nice dimension.
Yeah. I don't want my whole entire head.
Okay. So in the back, what I'll do I'm gonna slice and then tease those sections, and in the front, I'm just gonna weave.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right, so let the fun begin, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna start off coloring by parting her off. The crown will be in diamond shaped parting, and then the rest from ear to ear, then split in the back. And then we're gonna go in with 30 volume developer and flash lift, Redken flash lift in the back because the back is completely virgin. And then at the top and in the front in the crown where she already has highlights, I'm going in with 10 volume developer and of course Olaplex in both formulations because color is a marathon, not a sprint. We wanna maintain the integrity of her hair. We wanna make sure her curl pattern remains completely intact while using Olaplex and choosing different types of formulations based off of the integrity of her hair. When formulating the lightener with the developer, I did 1:2 ratio with the 30 volume developer and 1:2 ratio with the 10 volume developer, and I used the appropriate amount of Olaplex in with the formulation. I foiled the back after I sliced and I weaved, or I just sliced in the back. I teased the hair at an 180-degree angle, then I brought the hair back down to a 45-degree angle because I want to give this color lots and lots of effortless movement, especially since this client wears her hair natural in a wash and wear style 99% of the time. And so with that in mind, that is where I placed all of her highlights. Another reason why I chose to hit her virgin hair with 30 volume developer is because her hair is actually, although it's naturally curly textured hair, she actually has extremely coarse and resistant hair, and it's completely healthy, completely virgin. It can take the 30 volume. I did not bend the foils up because this is the cold zone, and I really just needed this part to take its time lifting, even though it's in foils. I just didn't want the heat from the scalp to lift it up. Another thing I do want to mention as well is that I always leave the baby hairs out, the kitchen, the baby hairs, the hairline, whatever you want to call it. I leave those out because if you highlight those, once you tone it, it just looks like breakage and it's not cute and it's not breakage. It's just your hairline. Anyway, continue. So once again, leaving the hairline out. This is the side where the client places her part most of the time, whether she wears it straight or curly. And so I decided to take really chunky money piece sections there and weave those in. And now we fold them all up and let's let her process. So this is her hair with the lightener completely rinsed out, washed out, shampooed out. And now I'm going in with the Olaplex Bonded Gold number 7, and I'm going to blow dry her hair in order to place the toner onto dry hair to ensure full saturation. Her hair is extremely porous, and with water sitting on top of it and toning it in the sink would not have worked. So this is her blow dried hair, untoned. She actually loved it, and we're all gonna fix all these pieces. She lifted it to a 10 in certain places. The top is still very warm, but we're going for a dimensional brunette, not a ash blonde. Here I use 8NA, 9N, and 9 and a dash of 9V just to knock out any of the orange. I use equal parts of 8NA and equal parts of 9N just to give it a natural, nice cafe au lait dimensional brunette look. And now I'm just applying it onto dry hair, and I brush it through to ensure even saturation. Even though the client did not want a shadow root, she didn't want anything on her natural color, I just decided to brush it. So here we are, the toner process for 25 minutes, and now I just blew out her hair using IGK's Good Behavior. I love that spray. This is literally just a blowout, and then I'm gonna go in and add some curls. But here's the dimensional brunette in slow motion. And as you can see, the side where she wears her part has more highlights, and the other side is dark. She wanted that yin and yang contrast. Now before I add some curls, I'm going to go in and give her a nice little trim. We're going to start at the occipital bone downward so that when she wears her hair in its natural state, she doesn't have this awkward tail in the back. So we're just going to give her a nice even perimeter so that when her hair shrinks back up, it is sitting nice and even across around her shoulders. And then I'm cutting at a 45-degree angle and point cutting so that there's no harsh lines whatsoever, and so that she has a lot of movement and a lot of bounce when she wears her hair in its natural state. She'll have lots and lots of volume on the crown area. Although her hair is extremely dense and extremely long, the shrinkage is going to work in her favor, and she's not going to have to dry her hair upside down, diffuse side to side. Everything's going to lay exactly where she wants it to lay. All she has to do is part her hair, put in some mousse, dry it, and go out the door.
Chain with it, chains the cane wang with it, cane wang with it, cane wang with it, cane wang with it. So clean, just stare, so clean. Cane wang with it, cane wang with it, cane wang with it, cane wang with it. So clean, just stare, so clean. Cane wang with it, move your back with it, put your back with it, move your back, cane wang with it, move your back with it, put your back with it, move your back, cane wang with it. Shoulders from the right, then to the left. You gotta step from the front, then to the back. Get off the chain with it, don't know how to act. You gotta cane wang with it, Tampa, Florida.
I am literally searching for as many splits as I can and then creating a shape. Also keeping in mind that she wears her hair natural and thinking about how the curls will be clumping together, etc. Lastly, she wanted to preserve as much length as possible. She didn't even want to go through with this cut, but she also agreed that her ends looked insane, and who doesn't want their hair to move?
So clean, just stare, so clean. Cane wang with it, cane wang with it, cane wang with it, cane wang with it. So clean, just stare, so clean. Cane wang with it, cane wang with it, cane wang with it, cane wang with it. So clean, just stare, so clean. Cane wang with it, cane wang with it, cane wang with it, cane wang with it. So clean, just stare, so clean. Cane wang with it, so clean, just stare.
At this point, my client was exhausted. She could not keep her head still, but I decided to give her not so much, I wouldn't call it a fringe, but I did give her face framing layers in the front made it really, really blunt, simply because when she goes back to her curly and natural hair, that will give her an illusion of a bang when this entire fringe area shrinks up. Because now I cut it, and I'm keeping the shrinkage in mind. She usually wears a side part, but in the event that she wants to change it around, the highlights and the cut is literally placed for her natural hair and obviously straight hair as well.
Shoulders from the right, then to the left. You gotta step from the front, then to the back. Get off the chain with it, don't know how to act. You gotta Kang Wang with it, Tampa, Florida, y'all. Yeah, we off the chain with it, and we love the bar. Down deuce to the west, then Rovers Park. Studio excess or just riding, dog.
So at this point, the haircut portion is done. The coloring portion is done. I'm going into the styling portion, and I'm spraying once again that miracle in a can, the IGK smoothing spray, and then I'm just gonna go in and add curls while silking out the hair at the same time. So again, this was just her blow dried hair, and now I'm just going in, adding in some curls, straightening out the end for a more modern look. So beachy wave slash curl at the same time. I am over curling because her hair is naturally curly, and when the humidity hits it, when the elements hit it, I want it to grow with a shape. And also, she is from the Dominican Republic, and they frown on very, very flat, lifeless hair. So I'm over curling at the root, simply because I want lots and lots of volume without having to add a texturizer. That's about it. Now we're just finishing off the curling, allowing the hair to cool off. Then I take the Joico K-Pack hairspray, I spray it on the comb, and I just begin to finish and style the hair. While we were blow drying and styling the hair, I was also talking to the client about maintenance. I suggested that she continues to use the Olaplex treatment once a week to restore those broken disulfide bonds. But and then, of course, to upsell some stuff at Ulta, I told her to get the IGK smoothing spray, the good behavior that I use, because it's a great heat protectant, and it also has protein, which will fill in the gaps that we destroyed with the lightener, as well as their antisocial, I believe it's called. It is a bonding mask as well. The Redken All Soft, as well as Redken Anti-Snap, I offer that. And most importantly, that Joico K-Pack, because it has peptides, ceramides, hydrolyzed wheat protein, hydrolyzed keratin, and silicones, which is very important for color treated hair. And it also infuses the hair with moisture, so it's not going to make your hair extremely hard. But here's the beautiful dimension. She finally saw her hair after much waiting. We couldn't decide whether to call it butterscotch or Reese's Pieces. It's exactly what she wanted. She has a lot of flyaways, but I'm fixing that. I'm just showing you the dimension in the hair and how beautiful the style is, and she completely loved it. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope to hear from you guys soon. Be good, be well, be safe.